From spooky legends past, down through generations, to haunted locations that hold a ghostly past. Come one, come all, come finders and seekers. Hear the creepy side of NEPA.
Hello and welcome to the Creepy Side of NEPA. I am Dan Kosloski. Thank you for joining us for our 2024 Halloween season. Hard to believe we started the Creepy Side of NEPA 5 years ago now, back in 2019. Boy, how time flies. If you're just joining us tonight and you're new to the show, be sure to like, subscribe, or follow the Creepy Side of NEPA on whichever podcast platform that you're listening to us on. That way you'll never miss a new episode. If you'd like to be informed on the latest show information, go ahead and follow WNEP's Creepy Side of NEPA on Facebook. That is the best way to always be informed on what's new on the creepy side. One more thing I'd like to remind everybody before we get on to tonight's episode. If you have a story or you have an idea for an upcoming episode, we'd love to hear from you. Email us at ghost@wnep.com. For this Halloween season, we'd like to explore a little bit more into different events and locations you could visit throughout northeastern and central Pennsylvania that has a little bit of a, should I say, creepy side to them. Our guest on tonight's episode is Peter Luck. Peter is the owner of Pocono Day Tripper. He's here to talk a little bit about a paranormal tour he is planning in the Poconos on a trolley bus. Peter, welcome to the show.
Oh, thanks. It's a pleasure being here.
Pleasure having you. When I was doing a little bit of research trying to find some ideas for some upcoming episodes in October, your business came up and how you guys are doing a paranormal trolley tour in the Poconos?
Yes, we do a haunted trolley tour that goes through Stroudsburg, Delaware Water Gap, East Stroudsburg. Takes about an hour to do.
And how many years has your company been doing this tour?
This will be our third year doing the haunted tour.
Have you been getting a good turnout so far?
Oh, yes. It's definitely entertaining to see these people come dressed up.
They dress up to come to the tour?
Yes, some of them do. It's quite entertaining.
And what are some of the stops on your tour?
Some of the stops are, one of them is the Shawnee Hotel, where they have what's called the Woman in White. It is a ghost story about a woman that was betrothed to another family after the stock market crash, and she was very against marrying the man that she was not in love with and was in love with another man. And then finally she agreed to go do the marriage with her for her father to keep their status. And at the end of the ceremony, after they had their meal, she excused herself from the table and went to her room and hung herself.
Ooh. I heard of a couple hotels, especially in the area, that have a couple stories in their history about love, marriages, stuff like that.
Oh, there's quite a few here. We have a lot of history and a lot of strange history too.
That's what makes this area, I think, one of the more interesting parts of the country.
Yes, I would totally agree. Another one that we do is we go past the original Stroudsburg jail right on 8th Street, right at Courthouse Square.
Okay.
We have a Rain Man story, and he actually made the news. There's an actual newscast that we play from the mid-'80s where this man was, I forget the guy's name to be honest with you, but he basically has this ability to make it rain. And after he got arrested, he got in the jail cell. And I've talked to some of the old cops that are since retired, and they said, oh, yeah, we know what we saw. There was rain coming in that cell.
I did hear that story before, and I believe we do have the footage in our archives here at the station somewhere. And I believe a couple years ago, he has been arrested for arson, if I'm not mistaken. So I kind of find that funny how the Rain Man was arrested for arson.
Yeah, that's a good one. I didn't hear that one. I like that one as well.
Yeah, I think within the last couple of years. I might be wrong, but I think it was in the last maybe 4 or 5 years he was arrested for arson. But I do remember that story. That was wild. I believe that also gained national attention too.
Yes, it did. It was quite a story when it happened. And the original jail is still there on 8th Street. They haven't destroyed it yet.
Do you know what year that happened?
I believe it was in the mid-'80s.
Mid-'80s? Okay.
That's early to mid-'80s.
So out of the stops on your tour, what is your favorite stop?
Oh, the top of the Gap.
Top of the Gap?
Actually, the bottom of the Gap. There were two restaurants. One was called the Top of the Gap, and one was called the Bottom of the Gap. The Bottom of the Gap is now the Sycamore Grill. There was an axe murder there. One of the gentlemen that started the jazz festival that we just had last weekend took an axe to his head, and they never solved the murder.
Wow. So that would be one of your favorite such stops on the tour?
That's one of them. The other one is, the Shawnee Hotel, because we do a historic tour, and that's one of our other stops that we do, and we like to talk about that tour. That one I like because I equate her to a moaning myrtle type ghost. What she does, the woman in white, is she goes into the ladies' room and she locks all the stalls from the inside. So if you got to go and you get into that restroom and all the stores are locked, you got a bit of a problem there.
Yeah, I would. That would be bad timing.
So we try to have some fun on the tour as well.
During your tours, have you or any of your guests experienced anything?
That I can't say. I'm not typically on the tours all the time. I have a driver and a tour guide that do that. They dress up in costume, so that I occasionally get over there and do it.
It sounds like a very interesting tour, I got to say. And the Poconos, it seems like there's definitely a lot of stories that have to, maybe even some that aren't even known yet.
That is correct. We're always doing research. We just found some new stuff about the Deerhead Inn, that they have a room that's haunted. We found out there's a frat house at ESU that's got a haunting there. So we're constantly updating and adding stuff to our tour. And we also do a pretty good job of decorating the trolley. I'm going to stop down at Frazetta's there and get some more unique things that we can make the trolley look pretty gruesome.
Frazetta's is a great place. I love going there every year for Halloween. I at least make one trip there. And I love how you guys do it on a trolley because most of the ghost tours in the area are all walking tours.
Correct.
That sort of makes you guys stand out a little bit. I'm sure that expands your coverage area also.
We're definitely unique with that, and it does. And we get people. Yeah, we've had repeat customers, and we're already getting bookings now for the dates that we have up on our website. So if you do want to book it, you would go to PoconoDayTripper.com, and you can select. I have a new flyer up there that's for the fall. You just click on that flyer. That link will take you right to the haunted tour that you can book.
Okay. And what was your website again?
It's PoconoDayTripper.com.
Okay. And how big of a coverage area does your trolley tour cover?
It's about an hour, and it basically Stroudsburg and East Stroudsburg and Delaware Water Gap and the Shawnee Village. That's pretty much it.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of stories within that area that you get to cover. And just the history of this area, and it's very interesting, the history, because most of the buildings and stuff we still have, as opposed to other parts of the country where a lot of the buildings are knocked down, or maybe it just isn't as old as our section.
That is true. And here's a quick little story that's quite entertaining. We would used to stop at this house. It's from the 1700s. There's a lady that lives there, and she would come out and yell at us. And my tour guide would then get entertained and entertain her. And then she threatened to call the cops on us, which she did. So my driver and tour guide got pulled over by the police on a tour. And when my tour guide got off, he looks like Mel Brooks from the Patriot. He's got a 3-point hat, and he's all dressed up. He gets off, and the cops go, "Please don't stop. Don't give her a reason to call us anymore."
I guess she didn't want you guys around, yeah.
We just drive by now. It's a drive-by.
What was the reasoning for stopping there? One of the oldest homes maybe in the area?
No, it's a haunted.
It's haunted? Okay.
It's actually been confirmed by some of these paranormal shows. The haunting goes back to the American Revolution.
Oh, wow.
With British soldiers and what they did to somebody. And I'm not 100% clear. I can't refresh the story right now, but it does go back to the American Revolution.
Well, yeah, just the amount of history here in this area and even the creepy history, it keeps amazing me because when I started this show, it had to be 5 years ago now. I thought I'd maybe get enough information for a few episodes, maybe for one season, but here I am 5 years later, still finding stories.
Oh, great! Yeah, no, we're always looking for stuff.
Well, if anyone would like to go out to your tours, we'll give the information one more time with your website. And do you have a phone number they can contact you at?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. The website is the PoconoDayTripper.com. And as I stated, you just click on the current flyer that's going to be up there with the fall images. That'll take you right to the Haunted Trolley Tour. Or if you have any specific questions you need to ask, you can call me at 570-977-7731.
I'd like to thank you for joining us tonight, Peter.
Well, thank you very much. It was a pleasure. Look forward to seeing you.
Thank you. Have a good one. Thank you for listening to the Creepy Side of NEPA. If you are interested in seeing more information on the Rain Man of Stroudsburg, visit our Facebook page, WNEP's Creepy Side of NEPA. There you'll find a link to the original Unsolved Mysteries episode. I hope you could join us right back here next Thursday for an all-new episode. But until then, enjoy the Creepy Side of NEPA.
This has been the Creepy Side of NEPA. If you have a spooky story that took place in northeastern or central Pennsylvania, send it to ghost@WNEP.com for your chance to share it on an upcoming episode. We're dying to hear from you.